People in Scotland are being urged to act responsibly as an extreme wildfire risk warning remains in place. Firefighters continue to deal with a blaze in West Lothian, which started on Saturday and has spread to an area the size of 5.5 football pitches. Andrew Thompson reports.
A wall of fire moves across a hillside, destroying all in its path. This has become an all too common sight in Scotland in recent years. This wildfire at Cannock in the Highlands, for example, burnt through 30 square miles of scrub and woodland. Here in the Cairngorms there's particular concern about wildfires. On hillsides like this, there's huge amounts of tinder-dry vegetation, creating the perfect conditions for wildfire to take hold and then spread incredibly quickly.
Well, the climate's changing in Scotland. We're going to have more periods like this where we've got long periods of dry weather that are going to lead to wildfire risk. We're all going to have to think about that in the future, and that means probably changing our behaviours more, and things that maybe that were acceptable 20, 30, 40 years ago, we're going to have to change in how we do that. So probably don't light barbecues, don't have fires. You can enjoy yourself without doing these things. There's lots of stuff to do in the Cairngorms, lots of beautiful things to see, so go and do all those things and don't light a fire.
Here at Lochmorlich there can be up to 500,000 visitors a year, and that threat of fire is a serious concern at times like these, but not everyone heeds the warnings.
We ask that people don't light fires. Sometimes people will still do that, so if we find fire sites when we're out on regular patrol, we try really hard to tidy them up. What we really don't want is other people coming, seeing that somebody's had a fire and having another fire. We want to minimise the amount of fires and charcoal barbecues that are used here and also left on site.
A community trust recently took over the nearby Glenmore Cafe and Visitor Centre, and they're also working to reduce the risk of wildfire.
Glenmore only has one access road. There's only one way in and out. So actually for the resident community, for any visitors staying in Glenmore, this is a real concern. As a community trust, we're actively seeking funding to allow us to purchase our own emergency response fire equipment, and that would allow us to have trained volunteers to respond quickly.
The dry conditions have also seen river levels drop, creating the risk of water scarcity in places like the River Dee. But there's still enough around during this warm spell to cool off with a dip in the loch.